You want them to come back to you so badly. And not only that, but you want them to come back begging, come back pleading. What do you do when you get broken up with? Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra. Welcome to the Baby Elephant community. On this channel we talk about spirituality, self-development, law of attraction, and so much more. And today I want to talk to you guys about what to do when you get broken up with. Whether you want the person back or you don't. The answer is still the same. I want you to remember that everybody is going through their own path in life. So when you get two people together, or however many people are in the relationship, when you get two people together, it's two people with two separate journeys who are merging together to take on these journeys, take on their demons and their highs and their lows together. Sometimes one person might not be ready for that commitment, the feeling of energetically being entwined with another being, being responsible for that other person, marrying the other person. And one person might be really ready for that commitment and wanting to go deeper in the relationship and just be good together. But really, what they want is the other person to complete themselves. So there are so many reasons and so many different dynamics of a relationship that could cause it to end. But usually what happens is that one person wants to end it and the other person does not. So let's say you are the person that doesn't and you've been broken up with. First, I want to remind you that the way that you're feeling is absolutely perfect. You're allowed to feel this way. You don't need to pretend to be happy. You don't need to pretend that it doesn't bother you. You do what you need to do to heal. And feeling is healing, right? So you have to feel the emotions, feel what you're going through because it honestly was made for you. And we'll talk more about that as the video goes on. When somebody breaks up with us, there are different reactions that we could hide in. One of those reactions is, this person is messed up. How could they do this to me? I've given them so much and this is what they're doing. Or another reaction could be, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I didn't do this well enough. Maybe I didn't give enough of myself. Maybe I should give them more. But really what you have to remember is that this person is their own autonomous being with their own path and they're going through their own stuff, and their own stuff is likely what caused the split. However, we are always reflecting things back to each other, right? So whatever this person is doing that you don't like, or whatever you're doing that the other person doesn't like, is just a reflection of your own internal things. So if you want to get back together with this person, or if you want to heal from your breakup, and if you want to get back to a better place where you could be with somebody else or you could be single, what you gotta do is start to do the journey and work through the process of finding yourself and getting back to yourself. Often our reaction when we're broken up with is maybe we'll do no contact, right? And we'll just keep visualizing this person coming back and begging for us to come back. And that will probably happen. That happens a lot. I visualized exes begging for me to come back and they always do. And people are always saying they always come back, right? Women always hear they always come back. Men always come back. And this is vice versa because we are always coming back to each other because there are things that we have to work through with each other. We find one another because each one of us has specific things that we have to bring out within each other. We're all doing this journey together. So if you've been broken up with, start to think about your relationship and start to think about who you were in this relationship and how certain things that would come up within your partner may have come up in the past with past relationships or have come up in your life in other ways. What we need to do is become conscious and aware of what that other person was reflecting back to us so that we can bring it to the light, become aware of it, and let go of it. Often, just by realizing what you needed to learn, that lesson is learned and that chapter is closed, and that person will no longer reflect back to you what you needed to see. So if you're in a relationship and you find that the same things keep coming up for you, something there is being reflected back to you and you need to explore it further so that it would stop being reflected back to you. If your partner is constantly doing something that's making you sad, of course you shouldn't stay with them if they're doing something that hurts you physically or cheating, betraying you. But if they're doing something in their personality that you just are not a fan of and you'd like them to stop, maybe it's going out too much, or maybe it's as simple as smacking their food, whatever it is, everything with this person. When you take a partner, you are agreeing to this sacred relationship, this sacred partnership where you will learn about yourself through it. And when that partnership ends, especially when it ends and you don't want it to end, there's more work that needs to be done both on your behalf and the other person. So what is the work? What should you do right now? I'm going to give you my advice for what you should do if you've just been broken up with. If you feel like in the beginning, like you still have to talk to this person, as long as your emotions are in check, I say go for it. Express yourself. You're not going to regret it per se. I think that there is something to be said about, withholding your emotions to work with on yourself rather than throwing them all on this person and expecting them to work through them for you. I remember that when I would go through breakups in the past, I'd often talk to my exes and be like, I'm in so much pain, I'm this, I'm that. Not because I was expressing myself, more because I wanted them to make me feel better. That's no longer their job. It's actually your job to make yourself feel better. It's your job to do the work for you. And if you want that person back in your life, you have to stop throwing your emotions back onto them. Instead, maybe the right thing to do is to retreat, withdraw your energy back into yourself, even visualize your energy body moving back to yourself, and time to clean things up a little bit, spruce things up a little bit, and realize that everything is happening for you, not to you. Even this relationship, even if it hurts, it's perfect, and there's something that you need to learn through this. Once you learn this lesson, once you expand your awareness, raise your vibration, you can have that person back. They'll likely want you back and beg and come running back to you if you do this work, if you withdraw your energy and take care of yourself, if you take responsibility for your own emotions rather than throwing them on the other person and expecting them to deal with your emotions for you. They'll probably want you back once you do it. But again, as I've been saying a lot lately, the importance is in bringing the energy back onto you. What can you do to make yourself a better person? That is not to say that your breakup is your fault and that you're not good enough. You are perfect as you are, but there's some sort of dissonance here. Something that needs to be worked through before you can be back with this person or before you can peacefully say goodbye to them in order to make more space for yourself or for a new person in your life. Stay away from manic postings on social media. You're just inviting more people to put their attention and energy into it, and you're filling up that space with more people's consciousness, and you actually just want it to be just you and the other person, or just you. You don't have to share it with the world. You can express and you can talk to the appropriate people, like your best friends or your family or a counselor, or somebody that you look up to, that you can just talk through your feelings. I highly recommend, if you have the ability, to maybe talk to a counselor, maybe if there's one that's offered to you by your job or at school or in your community, or just find a therapist. Talk to them about what you're feeling, because that is the appropriate person to unload on and unload with, because they will often say the one word that you need to hear, or ask the one question that you need to hear that shifts the perspective completely. So find the appropriate person to talk to. Don't unleash all your feelings on your ex, on the person that may have broken up with you. Don't unleash everything on social media, just because that's simply not going to make you feel better. If it was therapeutic, if it was cathartic for you, I would say go for it. But I've actually been there and I've actually done those things, and it never feels good. You usually end up regretting them. As you're doing all of that, you might be in a lot of pain right now. Whoever said that life is always going to feel good? We have to experience pain because that's how we learn. We get the most expansion, the most growth, the most awareness from our painful moments. When we break, when we have heartache, when somebody breaks up with us, when somebody breaks our heart, we have cracks in our heart, right? And that's when the light starts to shine in. And that's when people start to awaken and grow and expand. And suddenly we have a bigger heart and a stronger heart that's open to more love and more knowledge and more awareness. Human life, sometimes it will hurt. Sometimes it will be painful. And that's perfect. It can hurt. You should let yourself hurt. Don't try to ignore those emotions. Don't try to not feel them. Remember that feeling is healing, and let yourself feel. You'll find that day after day, the pain in your heart becomes duller, And the pain in your stomach, the knots in your stomach start to untie, and you start to gain more clarity on the situation. So if this just happened to you and you feel like absolute crap, perfect. Throw yourself in bed. Take a day off work, take a day off school. Do what you gotta do to feel. Go sit with your feelings. Take a mental health day. Be with those feelings, but don't think that you're going to become those feelings. You are not heartache. You are not sadness. You are experiencing heartache. You are attuned to heartache. You are attuned to sadness right now. And in time, with patience for yourself, love for yourself, you will experience happiness again. You will experience love again, compassion. I want to try to reframe for you what this person has done. Because this person has not done something to you, even if they betrayed you, even if they really hurt you, even if they said things that really, really broke your heart. They didn't do it to you, they did it for you, because in that darkness and that pain, that's where you find yourself. That's where you learn who you need to be, who you want to be, who you're going to become, what you need in order to have the best life. We don't learn from mediocrity. We don't grow and we don't experience ourselves to deeper levels from just being content, satiated, comfortable. And oftentimes in these relationships, right before their ending is when we're most comfortable. We've accepted them as they are. They're not great. We're not learning. We're not enjoying each other anymore. They just are what they are. So understand that even if it hurts, it's still perfect and it's still meant for you. So crawl in bed and go cry your eyes out. Feel those emotions until they leave your body. Maybe do some breath work. If you're not a meditator, because I'm willing to bet that most people that click on this video and that watch this video and that need to hear these words, the majority of people are not consistent meditators. I'm not a consistent meditator, and because of that, my emotions, I need to remind myself, I need to find that healing. But consistent meditators have the ability to see things for how they are. They have that clarity of mind of, this person that broke up with me has their own journey. They have things they have to work through. This is all a process. We may end up back together. We might find each other again once I let them go through their process and I go through my own process. Or I'll find somebody better. Or I'll find myself. Because a consistent meditator sees reality for what it is. It's all a spiritual training ground. It's all a place where we work with each other to reflect and project back and forth until we know more of ourselves. I know it's hard to feel lucky about a breakup, but in that pain is so much beauty, it's so much growth, and I'm so excited for the person that you're going to become once you go through this process, because that's what it is. It's not a breakup, it's a process. It's a process, it's a part of your life, and it's going to get you exactly where you want to be. Just don't give up on yourself. In fact, give more to yourself. All that love that you are thinking to yourself, wow, I can give them so much love, I can try so much harder. Try much harder with yourself. When we bring the attention back to us, what ends up happening is that other person feels that energy. They feel the detachment. They're no longer sustained by our energy. And then they come and search for it. And hopefully that person is conscious enough to go through their own process and to work through why they felt they needed to break up with you. And then maybe you find yourselves, or maybe when you stop sustaining them with the energy and you start sustaining yourself with the energy, you start to see that you don't need the things you thought you needed from this person, and that you may not even really want to be with them. But you have to give yourself the chance to figure that out. There are trillions of possibilities of what you could actually get from your breakup, but you will get something from it if you allow yourself to. Take care of yourself. Make this about you, because it's happening for you. It's a gift from the universe. It's a gift from the divine. Look at it as that. Remember, the miracles are simply a shift in perspective. And if you feel crappy, that's beautiful. Go feel that way. Go feel it. If you feel empowered right now, that's amazing. Tonight you might feel bad again. Tomorrow you might feel bad again. Then you'll feel good again. And those knots will undo themselves. And the pressure will release itself. Because every day you're seeing clearer and brighter. Perhaps a month down the line, You feel like you've gotten a lot of what you needed and you feel ready to speak to that person. That's enough time to give yourself to become aware of your situation and then go and try to talk to this person and, maybe have some sort of closure. But remember that you're going to get everything that you need from yourself, not from this person. They don't owe you anything. You guys tried to be in this relationship and something may not have worked out. The only thing I do think that you owe each other is respect. We should always respect each other as divine beings, as human beings, as spiritual beings, as man and woman, woman and woman, man and man, whatever we are. We have to see the divinity in one another. If you want to break up with somebody, or if you've been broken up with, respect should always be super high on that list of how to navigate this breakup. Other than that, you are so much more powerful than you realize, and you are so loved and protected, and this is a gift for you. This is happening for you. There's something that you need to find through this and on the other side of this, and it's going to be magnificent, and you're going to be magnificent. And I can't wait to see your transformation. I do ask that once you get to the light, once you get to that beautiful part of it, please return to this video and tell us about your experience so that people who are hurting right now, who are currently going through their breakup, can scroll through the comments and see how good it can get, how much healing there is to be had. Your story could help somebody immensely. So please share it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Thank you for listening. I love you, and as always, until my next video, keep your vibrations way, 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 way up. Bye. I love you.